Hello, we're back once again. Thank you for tuning in to the Just Us show with your host King Jacob, and my host should be on the way, Queen Unique. So we have another splendid topic. Oh wow, toxic relationships and how they remain to leave one unhealthy. So before we get into this splendid topic and this much needed topic in our Black community, we're going to have everybody to introduce themselves, and we'll start off with you, Miss Jordan. We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Nicole Jordan, radio host and publicist and actress.
Okay, okay. So tell everybody where you're from as well, so they can see what city you represent.
Yeah, I represent the Chicagoland area. I represent Chicago, publicist out of Chicago. I got a company. My company's name's So Exquisite. Speaks for itself. I represent my brand every day, all day. The word exquisite is definitely what I come from, what I'm about.
All righty then. So next we have up, you know, the famous Miss Tiffany Real. We'll
Oh
let
my gosh.
we're gonna let her, give her breakdown who she is, where she from, what she represent, and what all is it that she do in this industry.
Okay, well, I'm Tiffany Real. I'm from Syracuse, New York. I reside in Atlanta, but I claim Syracuse. Um, I'm a published author of the book The Mind and Soul of Tiffany Real. I do freelance writing for um, magazines like uh, I can't even think right now. I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm a co-host of the Ray Daniels Morning Show, and I'm a producer of the show too, and I'm a new to that role, so it's been a lot, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
All right. The next we have up model actress, incomparable, you know, Remedy. What's going on, Remedy? Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them where you're from, what you represent, and what all is that you do in this industry.
Wow, so that's a lot. So I'm Remedy Maiden. I am the owner of NC Talents Vibe International. I write articles for different magazines, one of them being Apex Couture. Design Magazine is another one. I also model, I sing. I just put out a new song. I just put out like an album song called Good Girls with Bad Habits. And on there is Cruiser, Chasing Ghost, and You Were Mine. So I love to sing. And yeah, I'm excited. I thank you so much for having me. And that's it. I'm from North Carolina. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, but I was raised in North Carolina. So there you go.
Okay, okay. So, Black Widow, go ahead and drop them jewels.
All right. Well, hello, I'm Jocelyn, aka Black Widow. Born and raised in Indiana, actually, by the way of Atlanta, residing here in Dallas. It's an awesome place. That's another story. I am a writer, hip hop lyricist, slash actress, slash model, slash voiceover, slash writer, slash actually just tapping into some comedy, stand up comedian. So been doing that and having a little bit of success around here with that. So, but that's basically what I'm doing. Even though we can have a lot added to our resumes, I guess I'm one that's trying to just concentrate on one. And it's good to have all that in my repertoire, but I can get so into all over the place to doing so much, but nothing is ever accomplished. So, or nothing is ever executed. So again, but that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to buckle down as far as what I'm going to focus on for the rest of 2021 and going into 2022.
All right. That's what's up. Welcome, Queen Unique. So glad that you can join us.
Hi, y'all gotta bear with me. I'm gonna have my phone on mute because I am just getting done working. Okay.
All right. So,
All right.
so we'll go ahead and dive into this topic. Oh, wow. The toxic relationships and why it's unhealthy to one's spiritual growth, their emotional well-being, and their livelihood. And so, we're just going to uh, go around, starting with you, Miss Jordan. Why is it that toxic relationships are so unhealthy to the well-being, to the spiritual presence, to the emotional well-being? So, why is that so unhealthy, and why is it so hard for people to let go of a toxic relationship?
Because of the soul ties. And people don't understand about soul ties. It's soul ties when you lay down with a person, for one. Once you have intercourse with that person, and you entwine your soul with them, depending on the type of person you are, it's hard to untangle yourself from them. So you find yourself almost in a Stockholm syndrome, where you're probably behaving a certain type of way, wondering, how did I get this age? How did I become 43, 41, 42 with this in my hands? Because we all don't think that we're going to find ourselves at a certain age with being in a toxic relationship. And how does it damage the soul? Was that the question?
Yes.
It damages the soul in so many ways. You'll find yourself missing a lot of blessings holding on to a toxic relationship. And you'll be wondering why this person is getting this or that person is getting this, and you just missing everything. And it's because you connected to something that you ain't supposed to be connected to. And I'm only bearing witness of experience. I'm not speaking. I'm not going to talk to y'all today about anything that I don't know. If you ever hear me say something, I'll answer the question and say, ask me how I know. The only reason why I know about toxic relationships because I have had them and I have been in them. And it seemed like they was fine. I kept on getting in them, like, you know what I mean, all the time. Like it was like it was okay in the beginning. I was asking all these questions, and I would stay single for a long time, and then meet someone and ask all these questions, and be answering these questions, but they will be answering the question superficially, and I would find that out 7, 8, 9 months, maybe a year into the relationship, or maybe by the time I'm living with them. Now I'm finding out there's someone else. Now I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get out of this jam. And you find yourself 4 or 5 years down the line trying to get out, not knowing how to get out. Just it's abuse. It's just abusive. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, or I guess I can piggyback off of someone else as the conversation goes on. Being the first person, I don't want to take over too much of the time or lay too much on the table. I think it just so happened I'm the first one right here on the piano. But yeah, it's just it's damaging to the soul, and it's hard to come back from. Understand that, because you'll question Mr. Right, and is it a Mr. Right? Is it a Mr. Right? Is it a Mr. Right? That'll be the question, because then you'll be thinking, when Mr. Right comes along and he behaves a certain type of way, you'll think he's being phony, or you'll think it's fake, or you won't even know if it's real because you've been through so much damage. So then you want to take yourself back to your childhood and wonder what happened to get you up until this point, because you'll find that it's almost a pattern. At least for me, as I went back and started looking at things, like it's a pattern. Like this person is this person, and he's similar to him, and he's similar to him, and they were similar to them, and even though it was ridiculous. Yeah.
Understood. So, moving right along, Miss Remedy, What would you follow up with the answer that she gave? And for that toxic relationship, why
Okay.
why is it so toxic?
So I actually did a video on this earlier today, and I want to first say that healing and therapy and getting a life coach, all those things are good things. Meditation, prayer, cleansing, all of those are wonderful for the human body. And I can only say what I've experienced and what I'm going through. So I just want people to understand that. For me, I feel like it starts with trauma. If you, as an adult, have never dealt with your demons from your childhood, the abandonment, abuse, things of that nature, you're not going to know walking into your adulthood how to love properly. I mean, if you don't have a good example of what, positive energy or positive relationships look like, you're always going to be thinking that negative toxicness is okay. It's normal. And I have to say for myself, I started out very angry because when I was 7, my mom passed away. So off the gate, I'm already like, got my guard up, oh my gosh, what's going on? Because I don't have that stability as a child from a mother's love, So when I grew up, it was very, it was always that fighting against like, well, I want to be their friend or I want to love them, but I can't, because this happened. So I don't want to take up too much time either, but I basically want to say that it starts from childhood. If you can clean up those demons or fight those demons, and let me say, it's not always easy and it's not always pretty. Sometimes the work that has to be done is very hard and difficult and you don't always want to do it. But once you do it, you're free. Once you do it, you feel good. Once you do it, you can start helping other people and you will see the people in your life and the types of relationships you attract change. And it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, anyways, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off of Remedy, I agree. And I was just thinking that it starts from childhood. I don't know, maybe again, like she was saying, speak from experience. Me, and you all may not believe this, I can say I've never really been in a toxic relationship. Been around toxic people, but as far as a relationship, because like me and Jacob spoke earlier, I always knew my worth. I always knew that I couldn't settle. For what, I'm a Gemini. I don't stick around long enough to know if they toxic or not. So I'm the first one going. So he might have been toxic. It might have been, but I never stick around long enough to know. Because it's like, I don't like the way that is. I'm gone. I still have yet to sit down and be like, you know what? I'm going to put time into this to see where it goes. And I'm working on that now with someone. So, everything is going pretty good. So I really can't say toxic, and toxic, that's a definition different to a lot of people. So I'm the one to ask, actually, what is a toxic relationship besides the obvious, just not being loved correctly. I mean, I might have gotten mad at somebody or might have slapped somebody, but me being in a relationship that really hurt me and is killing my spirit, I said, I always peeped that out before I got there. I mean, I said, God is always, I don't know, I'm a living witness. I still have yet, and not say that I'm looking for a toxic relationship, but I just never stuck around because I would lose interest like that. I can date somebody today and now I don't like him tomorrow. And so he might have been toxic. I don't know, but I don't stick around enough to know. So, but like I said, I'm spending the test of time with someone now, and we'll see where it goes. And doesn't seem to be toxic, but I've just always was solo dolo. And me, I'm 43. I don't have kids, and I can count on one hand how many relationships. I probably have like 2 relationships, 2 or 3. And I'm 43 years old, so I always was a dream chaser, entrepreneur chaser. I never really got caught up into what the girls is doing. I'm just now getting in touch with myself as a woman. I'm doing what girls was doing 20 something years ago. What they was doing back in high school. Like, are you just now doing that? I'm like, yeah. I mean, And I feel like maybe I'm on the other side. I'm ready to get married. They getting divorced. They want to live their best life now. It's like they grandparents now. It's like, did I miss the boat? You know, and I probably just get up on a whole other conversation. But I'm still toxic, but
Oh,
I really, again, always love myself too much. And I'm not saying that I had the perfect background because I come from a one parent home. My mom passed in 2019. And my mom, she was a weak-minded woman. And I'm the oldest, and she was my perfect example. And I always look at her and be like, I would never be like this. So I just never stuck around to see what the man had to say it wasn't possible. You know, but you know, my heart goes out to those who've experienced that. But I just never. I'm fine being by myself, and I'm good with that. You know, so that's just me. So I'm gonna pass it on. Sorry.
okay. And I like to say this before Tiffany, you know, drop some jewels for us. Maybe you save yourself a lot of heartbreak, a lot of heart pain, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, and so you know, maybe you know it's something you know that you saved yourself from, you know, but there are a lot of females who went through it that are so strong right now. I can't believe how strong they are. So,
Yeah,
you know, I can understand your point.
yeah.
So, Miss Real, go ahead and drop them jewels, baby girl.
Well, I'm going to just speak about myself. I know for a fact that I was conceived in toxicity. So, you know, when you live a life living somebody else's lie, you're a product of somebody else's war, then you tend to attract toxic people and be in toxic situations. And a lot of times, not talking about yourself, not talking about myself, a lot of times that toxicity is normal. So when, like, there's women out there that seen their parents fight each other. And if they get into a relationship with a man and he's not hitting her or he's not trying to sleep with her or whatever, she thinks something's wrong with him because of the toxic thing. That's her normal. I grew up in a household where my father, I didn't know he was my biological father until the day before Michael Jackson died. But that truth affected the way I was treated in the household. And, you know, the words "I love you" were words that were not spoken. You know, my mother told me she hated me when I was a young child. So then when I got old enough and I was out on my own, I was looking for love in all the wrong places, not really understanding what love was, you know, and it takes a strong person to be able to remove themselves from that toxic situation and be able to grow out of it. Me, like I was saying earlier, I don't really like people like that because you try to be your most genuine self to people and it's not reciprocated. So then you build a wall up because you don't want to get hurt. And I had to learn that everybody is not the same. Everybody's not going to treat you bad, but you have to be able to recognize the red flags and not be thirsty for love or thirsty for a relationship. The main relationship that's important to me is a relationship I have with myself and my God. And that helps me navigate when it comes to relationships. So I'm 47. I feel like I'm the oldest person on the panel. So, you know, I can see the goofy right away. So it protects me from other things. Whereas when I was younger, I tended to give people an opportunity, even though I saw red flag, red flag, red flag. Now, like somebody said, I just don't have the time for it. And I like being single if that means I have a peace of mind rather than be with somebody they can't keep it real with themselves. So they sure ain't going to be able to keep it real with me. So I'm good.
Okay, okay. And so, Queen, would you like to say something? Queen Unique?
Well, I'm not gonna be looking back and forth, y'all, because I'm driving. So please forgive me. But I love what Miss Tiffany just said. She actually went to a place where I was thinking about. When I think about toxic relationships, I don't always think about intimate partner. She touched on or said something that was so profound that toxicity. I know for me, it started just seeing it in the relationships in my family, my friends, and then eventually, it would spill over into intimate partners. Also, I think for me, it was hard for me. Well, when I'm single now, but when I wasn't single, and not even just intimate. When I think about toxic relationships, I think about relationships within self and relationships within others. So I would say, starting with myself, it was some things that I was not aware of, and so I think that it come from self sabotaging. It's not always like I looked at other people at first and said, oh, this didn't work out because you did this, you did that. Life for me didn't change until I began to do some self evaluation and then started to question myself. Did I know my self value? Did I know my self worth? And what was I giving to myself and then to others? But most of all, how do you know if what someone is giving you, if you never given it to yourself? How can you respect it? How can you weigh it out? So, and sticking around is very important too. I know I used to be a runner. It was a time where I would never just sit and talk to one person, because I seen so many things happen to my mother. Things happen to my grandmother. And so I always had, as a child, said, when I grow up, that would never be me. So I had building blocks before I even needed any blocks to use. But I also had started to question myself on how many people did I bring toxicity to, because I didn't consider the other person. But not only was I not considering the other person, be it family, friends, intimate relationship, is because I didn't consider myself. I always showed up ready to defend myself and think that a battle was going to be there. And sometimes it was never a battle there. It's just learning how to understand who I am and then respecting others. So nowadays, I always look at relationship and say, well, what is the relationship that you have for yourself? So I'm intentional now. I'm intentional about what I do for myself before I do it for others. I'm intentional about holding myself accountable, being responsible, and loving myself, and being okay with being selfish with loving myself, because I didn't grow up seeing a lot of people that talked about self-care, self-awareness, and things like that. So I never really considered myself totally comfortable by myself. I'm enjoying myself. I'm learning. I started to ask myself recently, I said, okay, what is it that everybody wants from me? And so now I look and I'm like, okay, I see what a lot of people wanted. So just really, I don't think that you can fall in love with anything else until you learn how to do it for yourself. So I think really toxicity, I think it comes from within, and it just magnetizes. We begin to attract what we are, and sometimes we don't even see it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Appreciate it. So, since we're talking about the toxic relationships and we all grown on this podcast, we're gonna talk about the toxic coochie and the toxic penis.
Say that again.
The toxic coochie and the toxic penis.
Okay.
Oh Lord. Oh
Yeah. So,
Lord. I hope the Saints are going to bed tonight, because look, today is Sunday. I've been
and
working
so,
so much. I mean, today
and
is
so,
Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday. Lord,
but
pray for King Jacob in advance.
but
Saturday.
I mean, you know, as Nicole said earlier, the sexual ties, and with those sexual ties, either the coochie is toxic or the penis is toxic. And when I say toxic, they just do what they want to do when they want to do it, with holding no value to who you are, or the type of level that you're on, and they just do it, but that person can't get away from the other person because the coochie is amazing, or either the penis is just outstanding. And so, and that can become very toxic to one's mind, body, and soul. And so the question is, how do you overcome that type of level of toxic?
Just stop. Stop.
Yeah,
You
easier
got
said
to
than done.
stop. You got to stop sneaking. You got to stop creeping. You can't let him in. Lock the door. Don't answer the phone. It's over. You can't be sometime and sneaking, hitting it from the back, going over there. It's over. I don't want, let me tell you something. I've seen someone that was stigmatized. We're going to call it
Oh
what it is.
yeah, talk about it.
That was stigmatized, baby. I don't want no dick like that. If it's gonna have you acting crazy like that, baby, I don't want none. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. If it's gonna have you acting crazy like that, I don't want none of that. I'm scared for you. I want to know what he did. That's the first thing. What did he do? Because, you know, we all grown. You know, it ain't too many things that we ain't done. You know, you've been with somebody, you got kids, whether you ain't got kids. If you love somebody, you've been with them, whatever. What did he do, though? I just wanted, you know, you people know what did he do? Did he do some tricks, stand on his head, baby? I don't know. I don't want no dick like that, though. And have you acting crazy, running down the street, hollering and crying, chasing, beating down the door. You want to fight, baby?
Yeah.
He's
Nicole,
gone.
yeah,
I just
boy,
seen
you
it.
make me take my glasses off.
I seen it before. I was like, girl, get in this car. Girl, what's wrong with you? And he wasn't shit. Not that he had a lot of money, not that he was balling, not that he was hustling, not that he worked at his job 20 years, not that he had a pension. He didn't have nothing. He was a bum. But she was, girl, acting crazy with a stick. Where you get that stick from? I don't know if it's off my car. Did you take something off my car? What's wrong with you? Why is you acting crazy? I don't want none like that. I'm scared. And just, no. And it's just, and it's real. And he was acting as if he knew he had. He acted like, you know, I don't want to look for nobody in the daytime with no flashlight. I don't want to be running behind those chairs, standing up nowhere, shit, looking over nobody blinds, checking no bathroom stalls, none of that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I can't. That's too much. And if you get on top of me and I feel like that, I'm finna feel like that, I'm gonna tell you stop right now because it's over. I don't want to. I'm gonna tell you. Is he gonna be mad if I pull my panties up? Because that's what's gonna happen. Because I don't want to be in here, confused situation. I can't. I mean, I don't know.
I want to say this from what Miss Jordan said, that a lot of the girls or the young women that I meet, I feel like they settle for, well, I've been with him so long, so why should I look for somebody else? Or, he treats me okay and we work through things. Trust me, I'm no perfect person or nothing like that, but if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive.
Let me tell you
That's pretty
something.
much what it is. I don't ever want to be in a position where I'm so stressed out, I forget to clock into work, I forget to pay my bills on time, my kids are not fed, I don't ever want to be like that. And the other thing is, men also have to take some accountability for how they act and react to situations. If you know you're not going to be 100% committed to this woman, then don't lead her on and then we could be friends with benefits. You cool, I like hanging out with you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on.
I've been there. I mean, I'm serious. Like, I've been in a situation like loving somebody, man, loving them for years. And I mean, thinking the same thing, under the impression, wholeheartedly trusting them. Look, I'm flying around the United States of America. I'm trying to be a publicist. I'm trying to do what my joy. I'm trying to build a brand. I don't have time to babysit you. And I work a job and I have kids in college. I don't have time to watch you. So I'm wholeheartedly trusting you. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you trying to talk to somebody 25. Wait, what? You did what? And said, he had all kind of excuses. She was gonna be my. No, I'm like, are you really serious right now? Like, do you understand what's going on here? Like, I mean, I've been through a lot. Like, I've been through a lot with men, and it's just not work. It comes to a point in time where you have to make your mind up. Like, even counseling, I did that. Counseling now. I got a counselor right now. I'm not scared to tell anyone that I have a counselor. I talk to someone, a psychiatrist. I talk to someone, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with talking to someone, um, keeping your head on level, because I had questions. And it was a time in my life, my father passed away and I had a nervous breakdown. And so I met this person at that time. So I looked up to you in a different way. I mean, you were like my knight in shining armor. And when it happened, when things happened, I was catastrophied. Like, I was just hurt. I didn't understand. So yes, I needed a person just to understand, like, what, because I kept thinking that it was me. What did I do wrong? What was wrong with me? I do everything for this person. I do all of this and I do all of that. Meanwhile, I'm giving these motivational speeches to people about self-worth, self-talk, um, looking in the mirror, saying mantras to yourself. I'm so beautiful. I'm so kind. I'm so nice. I'm so smart. Doing all these things. Meanwhile, my stuff is messed up. And so I had to say, look, I can't get up here and on a panel and tell nobody nothing else about nothing, because I can't tell you to, follow your self-worth when I ain't even following mine. Back to that, what you said in the beginning, Tiffany, about being phony. I can't phony kick you no more. I can't, because I got too much to lose, for one. Because all it's gonna take for somebody to say, that's Tiffani J. And we really know her secret. And can't wait to tell. Or it's just gonna take, for you to slip up that one time, So no, it was the time that, like I said, however many years ago, and I had to take some time out for my children, get them in school, and learn how to love me correctly, because just going through things and learning how to be okay by myself. Because if you can't sit in the room by yourself for over 24 hours and love on yourself, or just be comfortable in your own skin. People tell me all the time, you bougie and you an introvert. That's fine with me. Look up the word bougie. The word bougie just basically means a person who thinks and or acts better than circumstance. So yes, absolutely, that's me. If you think that, there's nothing wrong with that. And then you say that I'm an introvert. Absolutely. I've had to learn how to be by myself. So I stopped looking for Mr. Wrong, because now I'm sitting in a house with a person, or I'm involved in a relationship with a person, and we're in the same house and I'm still lonely. That's crazy. How you in the house with somebody and you lonely still? How you next to him and you laying in the bed and you still lonely? He ain't heard nothing that you said. He's programmed to say yes and no on target. You talking to him, he yes, no, ain't heard nothing you said. Ain't nothing getting done, no accomplishments. Y'all ain't, doing nothing. If you can't, and I've never been married, so I mean that I thought that was overrated. I just thought that was overrated. Like, no, because it's I didn't come from I came from a broken. Well, my parents were something else, but I had a mom and dad. Like, that was my mom and that was my dad. And my friends used to be like, "That's your real mom and dad?" I'm like, yeah. Like, y'all come from a broken home, but monotony inside of the home, craziness inside of the home. So you send me to a Christian school. Okay, I'm there 6 hours out of the day, but then I come here the other 14 hours out of the day, and everything else under the moon is going on in the house. Playing cards, whatever else is going on, And they had a love that was that we can call it unconditional, but it was dysfunctional. It was dysfunctional. I seen my mom have several boyfriends. My father was bedridden, disabled. And I mean, whatever type of, she told me, mind my own business. They got to understand. I don't know what that meant. All I know was I was the daddy's baby, and it didn't look right. And I was uptight and upset about it. And me, whoever this man was that stayed upstairs, my mama fed my father, she fed him too. But she bought my dad his plate first. So
All
that's the
right.
type of environment I grew up in. And my father always told me a real pimp is a man who can watch his wife make love to another man.
Whoa, whoa, pimping.
Just like she would
Whoa,
him,
pimping.
he still love her the same afterwards. But he collects all the dividends. I watched my
Ah,
father collect money on Friday from this man when he got paid. So you
well,
got so dysfunctional from way back before. So then you talk about unconditional love. That's what I saw. So when I'm with somebody and you just do some crazy outlandish shit, I'm thinking if I still be with you, that's unconditional. Hell no, I don't have to be with you. I don't have to love you. I don't have to like you because I just don't. And I had to
so
learn
we
how to be by myself.
right. So we're gonna move it right along and move. That's a lot. But uh Queen Jocelyn, what you think
Yes.
about that?
Well, as far as toxic toxic sexuality, and when Nicole was talking about like what is it, I think it's more for the man and the woman. I think it's more than just the the penis and the vagina. I think it's more than just the sex. I think for me sometimes the woman they may remind you of how your father was, or because if the father is the first man that a daughter looks up to, and he'll either fail you or he won't. He'll be a hero or the failure. That's told me. So it's not so much as that the sex is good. It's just the sex is there, but she remind me of this is something that's in my imagination, something that's so up here. I can't get it in reality. But so we deal with all the BS. But the sex is so good because he or she is who I want them to be in my mind. But really, there's somebody totally different. I think again, going back to the remedy bought from childhood, just and it could be a man simply. She reminds me of my ex. So the sex is so good with her, but it's like so we like, well, what is it? What is it? What is it? It's deeper than that. She reminds him of his ex. She acts like his mother. That's the father. It's just so much more to that than just good sex. I really don't think like they say, do say all pussy the same, say all dicks the same, whatever. It's more to that. It's more of a meaning, and it may be all the wrong reasons. It's not real. It's just you hanging on to something, and it just remind you of something. Because as women and girls, I know I used to have drink as a child. This is how I want this to be. My husband going to be this. As you get older, and then you got your friend. We're gonna do this. And once you think that man comes along, may not be the man, but it's toxic as all get out. But the sex is so good, but that's who I picture in my mind as a child. But I'm missing substance, I'm missing loyalty, I'm missing respect. But it's just the sex. And it's like, and we as women, like I said, I'm gonna speak for all the women. It has to be some feelings there, or if your feeling is there, the more you're into it, the more moist it is. It's getting wetter and wetter, but it's wet for all the wrong reasons. But in my mind, he is what I wanted him to be. I made him up 20, 30, 40 years ago, or he just reminded me of my ex. It could be something just that simple. He's my ex, and my ex was this, and I just like him, and the sex is so good. But I'm not thinking about him. I'm thinking about my ex, and I'm a mental person, and I got to do that sometimes just because the person I'm with ain't for me. And I can slap myself in I've got myself into that. And that's what I'm not proud of. Like I said, I've had way more sex than relationship. It was just, my one night stands,
You're real.
I'm proud of. But it's like I'm thinking about somebody else just to get through this night. I wish it was him, or it's so embedded in my mind, this imagination, this figment of my imagination. So the dick is good. It's good. It's just on the wrong person. But people on the outside looking in, like, what is it about him? What is it about her? It's just something that's made up in our mind that's not real. And once we, come to realization and be like, I'm gonna have to let this go. Like she was, like Nicole saying, stop. This it's not real. It is not. It was good while it lasted, but that's all we hold on to the sex. And you're somebody else in my mind. I'm somebody else in your mind. And that's to me, that's what makes it just like being toxic and just for all the wrong reasons and being sexually attracted to that person. And you really shouldn't, because they're not who you really want. But only up here, not in reality.
Okay. That's what's up.
King Jacob, we actually have a, I don't know if you want to read the comment that the viewer had left. Is kind of to bounce off of the mentality of sex. So I'm not sure if you can see it. Can you see the comment?
Yeah, I can see it. He says it's Lee Darius Turner. Mental health matters. Learning to accept the fact I need help in accepting support are a constant struggle for me personally.
Yeah, serious.
And I think that matter too. Like, I mean, when I have not been the best. Sometimes people was in a relationship with me. I wasn't even in a relationship with them. I mean, I'm gonna tell the truth. So I haven't even been the best at. I mean, because I like to take accountability. I haven't been the best at being honest. Like, I probably have used sex as a weapon a couple times. And I think that men use sex as a weapon as well. Sometimes it's just to get what we want when we want. Sometimes it's a temporary situation. It's something to do, something that was convenient. And I believe that's toxic as well. It's not until, I guess, recently I became a grandmother. My kids are getting older, they're grown now. And it's time to put, just time to put some things down, because for one, I don't want my grandchildren growing up looking at me a certain way. I don't want my kids repeating some of the things that I've done. And most of all, karma is real. Sometimes we get good karma and sometimes she's a bitch. And so I have good sex. And so for me, sometimes sex has become a hobby. It's just like, you know what, let me just go and do this real quick, get what I want, get it out the way and be done with it. And I gives no damn about it, because for me, sex has never been the determining factor of anything. Like, just because we have good sex, it does not mean that we're going to have a good relationship or a relationship, period. And I think that's toxic. But and I think too, it goes right back to, like you all said, it goes back to that childhood, and it goes back to that valuing of self. Like, I think I was talking to you earlier, Jay, and I said, I've been pretty hard on the men, and I'm at this stage now where I'm working through some things when it comes to the men. I've never taken him serious. I kind of didn't feel like he had a soul. I don't give a damn about his penis. It's nothing to me. And then I tell my sister girls now, the best penis you can find is on Amazon. Sometimes you can buy it for $20. And can't nobody do me like I do me. So sometimes we didn't fake, we didn't this feels so good. It's only just to get him where he's going, so we can get up, get to the mall, get what it is that we want, get this bill paid, and we out of there. And so for me, I haven't been I guess more caring to the male. And King Jacob just told me today that, like, the penis have a soul. I said, hold on. So y'all penis actually have a soul? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, hell no. I just thought, hey, I mean, I don't know. I didn't even think that they care, to be quite honest. I thought that this is, if he go, it was almost like a competition. Like, all right, look, let me get up there. Let me move my hips. Let me do what I do. And I mean, it's nothing. It is what it is. And that hurt. I'm just starting to come to that realization to say, you know what? These brothers didn't really got feelings. Like, but we also sometimes too, I think I'm not taking full responsibility, because the brothers have to value themselves too. You can't be so quick to just pull your pants down and think that you're going to get respect from a sister when you haven't even displayed respect for yourself. And it's a lot of times, like, I will be honest, a sister know from day one if she going to bang you down as soon as she see you. And a lot of men, they like, oh yeah, I hit it, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Brother, you playing yourself short, because we done already talked to the sisters about it. We done already told, what we was gonna do. A lot of times we disappointed because what's wrapped up on the outside, it do not be what's on the inside. And we making all kinds of noise and stuff and trying to hurry up and get it over with, because it's not really what we really want to do. And we find ourselves caught up into it because now we feel sorry for him. We feel sorry. We don't want to look like a hoe because we don't want you anyway. So it's like, it's a lot. I apologize to the men. I apologize.
Ain't no need. Ain't no
And
need, because you're going to say it again. So ain't no need.
no, I would say, like, now I'm sustaining. I'm not having sex. You feel me? So it's like, I'm really like doing this cleansing thing, cleaning out everything, being responsible. I ain't even really got the dildos out. Like, everybody have got cut off. And like I said, I'm starting to like how it is with me hanging out with me. And it's nothing wrong with being a born again virgin, right? So, but first we got to get all of that toxic out of there.
You be walking around with an attitude. It don't even be your shit. It be him.
Right.
Right. You be done had sex with somebody and woke up like, what's wrong with me? That's all time.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and let Queen Tiffani speak her piece, because it's a little hot in here. So, but
Well, I've never been stigmatized. I've come close, but my best friends are males and they say that I'm a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a spirit, because it'll be real good, but as soon as I walk out the door, it's like I'm over it. Like, what you calling me for? Why you talking to me?
Right.
Like, why are we, and people think that I'm rude because, like, my ex-husband, before we got married, I would dry up like the Sahara Desert because I didn't look at him. I wasn't sexually attracted to him. So in order for me to get off, I would have to think about somebody else.
Yes.
Then, I tell people, like, now, if a guy wants to date me or whatever, and I enjoy spending time with him, like you said, if you want to sleep with him or not. And 9 times out of 10, I don't. So I just let him know, I understand men got needs. And if you want to go do your thing somewhere else, that's fine. But you're not getting none over here. You know what I'm saying? And men just think I'm the devil. But it's okay, because, and I have a bucket full of sex toys that I don't use, but I'm cool just being with me, because when you're around a lot of guys, they tell all the secrets, they do all the talking, and you just lose so much respect. So then when I get with them, it's like I do them the way they do us. So it's like, I don't want to be that type of creature. So I just stay by myself and, ride the wave until hopefully somebody that I want to be with comes into my life.
I can dig it. Oh, wow. Well. All right then. We've heard an info from these ladies on this panel. So moving right along to the next question at hand. Getting away from the toxic and broke family member. How do we accomplish that?
You say the toxic family member?
The toxic and broke family member.
You said toxic and broke.
Yeah, the toxic family member who always got something negative to say, but they but they never have any type of revenue to get to put in on anything. They can't even buy you a damn nine later. All they do is
We all
take.
got them in our family.
Yeah, and that messes up my day. Yeah.
But my people told me that I only come around every 10 years. That's what they told me at the family reunion, and I didn't see them for 10 years prior to that. And they probably won't see me for another 9 because I do me. I'm just because I don't got time for the bullshit. It's just, you know, when you getting on somebody's damn nerves, you know, when you asking a person for too much, you know, when you overdoing your welcome and overdoing your stay, you know, when you begging, you know, when you know, we ain't got this old being no damn foolish, period. So don't, I hate when people be like, well, I ain't know that I was, asking too much. How you know that? How you ain't know that? First of all, everybody was looking at you crazy. Second of all, you know what I'm saying? You ask the same question all the time. Or I hate that massive text that goes out. You got $20, or don't send me over no Facebook thing to say $55. I'm looking at it. What the fuck is this? You just send me something through Facebook. You didn't ask me. You don't know if I want to give it to you. You didn't tell me what you needed it for, because I'm definitely gonna ask you. Because I work hard for everything that I get. I'm not gonna just give you what I got just because you asked me. I don't know. I mean, you gotta still love them though. They still your family members. You gotta love them you love them from afar, I guess. I don't know.
Since you don't know, I know. And the answer is hell no. To the no.
That is the right answer. That is it.
So moving right along, Queen Remedy, the toxic family member that ain't never got nothing to give, but always want something.
Well,
and they always negative. And they're always negative, no matter what. There's no positive energy. They just always negative.
Well, I don't really have family members like that. My family, they pretty much respect my peace and, because I just got into walking into being on my own and really living that life. Like, I'm independent, I'm paying my bills. So they're really respectful. Like, it's a good feeling. Like, I know y'all ladies have experienced that. Like, it's a great feeling. I feel so good, so free to know that I can pay my own bills and stand on my own with God, of course. But,
congratulations, congratulations.
Yeah. My family, they don't even, they're very respectful of my time, and they know to text me first before you call me, because I don't like morning time. So if they try to call me asking for something, I'm like, look, I'm gonna hit you back in the afternoon when I wake up around 2 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So
I can dig it. So what about you, Queen Jocelyn?
Quite a few of those, and very close members. And like I was saying, my day can be going good, and you see, it's like when you see their name on the ID, it's like, do I answer this? I'm happy today. I'm good. I ain't even upset. As soon as I answer the phone, it's always so negative. Always. And you be like, where did you even come up with this stuff? You have nothing to do all day but just sit around and just and think like that. So now I'm all pissed off when I'm on the phone, and I just start blocking them. I block some of my family members on the phone. I tell them, you know what? You are on block for spending for a few months, and when I decide to take you off, I'm gonna unblock you, and and then they all, when you're coming home, think the holidays coming up, and it'll be like, I just, like Nicole, I just enjoy being by myself. I don't have to work with family. I'm not homesick. I just, I see you in video chat. I don't have to, as long as there's nobody dead or something really emergency, I don't have to. Everybody, when you're coming home, if it was up to me, I could, if nothing would go wrong, I could say nothing and sleep just fine. Because that's my family. I know they're, like I said, the toxic members, but if they had some better attitudes, I want to be around. And I would like, I want to go home. My closest family members I can't even talk to. Most of my confine comes with friends from school, strangers, people, just some old co-workers from back in the day, and it's like we talk, we can hang out, I can share my deepest darkness with them, but the closest family is like it's always something negative. It's something always this and that. And my day is all jacked up. It's because I allow myself to answer the phone. And, I even tell them sometimes, why can't y'all just call me and say I'm having a good day? Every time I answer the phone, this is something. And they be just pointless stuff, just because they have nothing else to do. Just keeping up positive stuff. And he say, she say, what you think? I heard this, and it'd be like, do I gotta listen to this today? So I put them on block. That's what I deal with. And I see them when I see them, and like she was saying, I just love them from afar. That's another reason why I'm here now.
I heard that. Okay, Miss Tiffani, the toxic family member, that's always negative.
I've been on my own since I was 15 years old, so I don't really have those type of issues. But I don't do the money loaning, asking thing. I don't get into that. And when it comes to people, I don't like negative people. Like people that always have something negative to say about somebody. My first response is, did you say that to that person? Don't come to me talking about, oh, somebody said, who was somebody? Because if you can't repeat what you're saying to that person, I don't want to hear it. I don't like negative people with negative energy. That's high school stuff. That's mean girl stuff. I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person, if I don't like you, I don't mess with you. I don't break bread with you. I don't smile in your face. I don't do none of that. I don't mess with you. Now we working together. We'll work together and stuff like that. But I'm not going, oh, let's go get a drink and hang out. I'm not that type of person. I'm going to keep it a buck. And example, when my book came out almost a decade ago, this girl talks about me like a dog all the time. So now everybody at work's in a circle. They're congratulating me on the book. She comes and says, oh, girl, you got to tell me how to do it because I want to write a book. And I looked at her in front of the whole crowd and I was like, why are you talking to me? You don't like me? And when I said it, she shut up. She backed up and she moved the hell on because I don't get into all that, because one, I'm grown. If I got to say something to somebody, I say it to you. If I hear people talking, gossiping or something, I go to the source. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with, I just never been that type of person. Like, I'm not just going to go and talk about people, and I don't like people talking about other people to me, because if you'll talk about them, you'll talk about me.
You better say that.
Okay, well, I can dig it. So that toxic family member, gotta stay away from them. Now, the last and final question: the toxic friendship that people can't get away from. Person been toxic for 20 years, but you don't want to hurt their feelings because y'all grew up in the sandbox together. I just say, curse their ass out and keep on going. For one. If you ain't got no positive energy and you ain't got no upliftment about yourself, man, you can just kick rocks for real. So, but a lot of people have that toxic friendship that they can't get away from, no matter how hard they try. So, how do a person overcome their toxic friendship? Because everybody just don't have the willpower just to walk away. Especially if you've been friends with somebody since y'all was 3-4 years old. They don't have that willpower to walk away from that person. So we're gonna start with you, Queen. How do a person move forward from that?
I only got one solution. Make the choice to. You gotta make the choice to. I mean, be a friend to yourself. That's how. If you know that, I feel like the only way you can be, and I could be wrong, I feel like the only way you could accept these things in your life is if, that's your goal to become it. But at some point, you got to make a choice to just walk away and be your own friend. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to stand alone. It's okay to be healthy. So I would say make the choice. And the choice should be yourself at all times. I don't do toxicity. I moved away from my family as well. don't really at this age consider myself to have friends. I have family, because I tell people, friendships end, family don't. So if I pull you in my circle, I pull you in my circle as a family, not a friend. And family is going to go through ups and downs. But if you're not here to build me up, there's only one other thing left, and that's to tear me down. So I refuse to allow anybody to tear me down. And I don't have a desire to do it to other people either. So make the choice and make yourself and walk away and learn how to be your own friend.
That's right. Okay. That's some great advice. Great advice. Miss Jordan?
I want to pass on this.
Okay. That's your choice.
Yeah, I want to pass on this. It's a sensitive topic for me right now.
Okay. That's understood.
Well, for me, I like my friendships to be consistent. So, and I also pick up on energies very well. So if I feel like something is off, I'm going to ask you, hey girl, how you doing? Are you okay? And if you come at me with some kind of negative energy, I automatically cut you off. I only recently became like that because in the past, I would always be like, I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I didn't do it. Oh, all this stuff. And it was never my fault. I didn't do anything. I was just being a person asking a question. All of a sudden, my toxic friend, now they want to attack me because I'm asking them a question so I can understand what the situation is about. And I've always been told that I'm very wise for my, oh, you're so young, you're so very wise. And I think that's part of the why me and some of my friends didn't always mesh, because I'm up here and they still down here talking about some other things. And it just don't match, So, sorry about that. The other thing now is that my ability to understand and be more spiritually mature is the greatest right now for some reason. And I like to have conversations with my friends. If I can't have an honest, open conversation with you and we can get a solution about what's going on, we don't need to be associated. And for me, I need to have a purpose for my friendships. Are we going to build each other up? Are we going to grow each other? Are we going to help each other understand, heal? We need to do something positive with our connection, because if not, we're wasting our time. And I don't like wasting my time. Like I really don't like wasting my time. Like I don't. Like I'm so serious about that. And it's just been a constant. And I've even had friendships where girls, it almost felt like I was in a relationship with a girl. Not that that's a wrong thing or anything like that, but they were just so controlling. And so, because I was so shy. I used to be really shy. So don't tell anybody, but yeah, I was so shy and I didn't have a strong, like standing, background for myself to speak up. I would always let people just walk all over me. And my girlfriends at the time, they would just, girl, you coming to do this. We going to do that. We going to do this. Oh, I'm tired. I don't care. Come here. And I'm like, that don't sound like a really good, solid friendship. Like, you don't care. I'm tired. I just work, 2 part-time jobs. I'm in high school or whatever, and I'm sleepy, But the point is, I just feel like at this point in my life, my friends need to understand, number one, I'm busy. And I'm growing my businesses. If you can't support me and be understanding and be consistent and be appreciative, be appreciative of the little bit that I can do, whether it be little bit or big for you, we're not going to be friends. Because being valued and appreciated and loved and respected, those are high on my list. And if I don't get that out of friendship or relationship, we're not having no connection at all. Anyway.
All right. You said what you said, and you said it. So, moving right along, Queen Jocelyn.
I think sometimes that starts like with going up with a friend and they do something for you. And sometimes we feel that we owe somebody something as a friend from day one. So no matter what they say, how they treat me, they did this for me. So I'm going to always be in their debt. So no matter how toxic they is or whatever, I'm along for the ride because we feel we owe them. I think that could be one of the number one reasons. And like some, when you have the weak-minded friends or the ones who always stand up for themselves, and maybe you had somebody fight for you in school, somebody beat you up in school, and you feel, if it wasn't for them, they looked out for me. But in reality, they've been toxic this whole time. They've been abusing you this whole time. The friendship and taking advantage of you this whole time, and you just been their puppet. So to get out of that, I think that comes with a lot of praying, praying and talking to God, and then God gives me the strength to get out of this, to stand up to this person and be like, what you did for me, I'm grateful, but this has to stop. We're going to have to, just not kick it no more until you can be a better friend to me. Just use my number, however you see you want to word it. But I think that's, as far as a friend concerned, that's how most of that probably starts. They made up stood up for you in school, or they let you borrow something. They fed you. They was the last resort. They saved your life. It could be many ways, but they're just a toxic person, and we grow up feeling that I owe them. I owe them. I gotta be loyal. I gotta be loyal. That's my friend. That's my homegirl. That's my homeboy. But in reality, this toxic is all get out. So that's just come along with this finding deep within yourself, your words, and being the prayers and talking with God, and letting up to that person finally. I'm sure that's not easy for a lot of people. Something is just say kiss my ass and walk away. Some it's just not that easy for them. It's like some need to see somebody behind all that. So for different strokes with different folks. So I think to break away from that, you really have to do a lot of soul searching within yourself and knowing your work as a friend, as a parent, as a cousin, or whatever you may do. And be like, I'm so much better than that. And I can't have you just walking all over me like I'm nothing. Just because you helped me, just because this, and like I know some people really hold that over your head. I don't like them kind of people. They do something and they hold that to you. You owe me this, we did this, we did that. I just try to stay away from the kind of people. No, sometimes they're hard to spot. They give from the heart, but it's always some kind of string attached. And of course that's never a good thing. But getting back to the question, that's pretty much that's just a lot of soul searching and having to talk to God and just praying and get the strength to do that. Because again, that's not for most people.
Okay. Yeah. Understood. Thank you for that. Point, Tiffany?
Well, I deal with like somebody said, if I could call you friend, you're my family. And I have family for over 40 years. And I deal with them the way I dealt with my grandmother when she was alive. God bless the dead. I knew when I called my Nana, she was going to talk for 20 minutes about all her ailments. And I would just listen. And then afterwards, she wouldn't have anything to say. So when I call my toxic friends or they call me, it's not all the time. Or I know that I'm going to Syracuse or I'm going to see them. I already am mentally prepared for what's going to come. And I let them do most of the talking. And then when my time is up, I leave, and then we don't talk again for weeks or months or whatever it is. And that's how I, rationalize it, because they're not going to change. And the only person that could change in this relationship is me and how I deal with them. Mm-hmm. So you just deal with them with a long-handed spoon.
That's right. Okay. That's what's up. So it's about our time to wrap it up. And just want to thank all you ladies for coming on and kicking it with King Jacob and wonderful star-studded cast, as I might say myself. And just want to see if anybody have any announcements about any events, any up-and-coming projects they got going on. So I'd like to have people say their announcements, and feel free to tag me, so people can see the announcements, because I am a connector. So, this is a great networking tool as well. So, are there any announcements?
Well, you can catch me Monday through Friday on the Ray Daniels morning show with featuring Tiffany Real and Friends um, on myradioconnect.com. And we're on Facebook Live, and we're going to be on other platforms too. But we're on over 22 stations across the country. So if you're an artist and you want to be on the radio, we have packages. If you want to promote your product, if you want to sponsor, you know, hit me up and we'll get you on air.
The Ray Daniels Morning Show. Miss Tiffany Friends, she put it out there.
The
So
Ray Daniels morning show.
if you want to be connected, you don't know how to get in contact with her, I surely do. So let's get it popping.
Let's get it
Definitely
popping.
will be contacting someone probably. Well, we got something coming up on September the 11th with Big Ray Entertainment called No Love on the Platform, No Love on the Street, promoting domestic violence with Brandy Martin of Chicago from Big Ray Entertainment. And yeah, if you guys want to come out, you know, you guys want to purchase tickets, you guys can go to her website. You guys can go to her page. And it's Brandy Martin. And it's called she has a No Love documentary out. Her daughter was murdered and her sister was murdered a couple of years ago. So it's a huge deal. She's birthed this baby and I'm just now coming on the scene. Like I said, just coming back out, being a publicist. So I'm just attaching myself to everything that I can and standing firm and strong on that. And I'm definitely an advocate for domestic battery. Like I said, this is Brandy Red. Brandy Martin. I'm sorry. Just go to my page and see it on the flyers up, or go to my page and see it. And my name is Nicole Jordan, or you can go to Tiffani J Public Figure, and it's always up there. You can like it, purchase, come out, support, enjoy with us.
All right, and anyone else?
We have, well, King Jacob, I'm not sure if you mentioned it already. We also have an event coming up September the 11th in Columbia, South Carolina. It's out there, annual Let's Heal Together Domestic Violence, Human Trafficking, and Sexual Assault Gala. It's an annual fundraiser gala that we do every year. We have a nonprofit. King Jacob sits on the executive board. He will be there. We can put bids on him. We're fundraising him. We're speaking about domestic violence. We're giving out awards. We'll have youth entertainment. And we also will have a couple special guest speaker. We will have Miss Lonzy Lons. She is a human trafficking survivor, our first year having a keynote speaker, one of our youth. And we also will have Marty Brandon out of Baltimore, Maryland. She's a gunshot survivor. She was shot 10 times. And she lived to tell about it. And she don't look like what she been through. We'll be bringing awareness. We'll have food, DJ, and pretty much networking and just continuing to be a voice for the voiceless victims and providing a platform for those survivors and victims of human trafficking, domestic violence, and sexual assault. I'll be in the building, and a couple of our other people will be in the building. And the doors are open to anyone who wants to come. And so, yeah, that's what we have going on.
Okay. Well, thank you for those announcements and as follow. Everybody can network. I tagged everybody, on the Facebook page, and so I would definitely like to see y'all connect, stay in contact with one another, and build together, because this is what I'm about, building our people up as one. So I call these kingdom connections. And so, King Jacob made kingdom connections. So, I want to thank you all once again for coming on and sharing your mindset with me, and dropping some jewels on me so I can take some notes. and so I can continue to uplift my sisters and educate my brothers. This is what this is all about. So until the next time, peace, love, and happiness, and everybody have a blessed one. And we out of here.
Yes, thank you, Queen, for joining.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See you guys
Yes,
later.
you're welcome. Pleasure.
Later.
We will connect. I'll connect with you guys.